Coach.
Ben, you probably one of the more efficient nights that you've seen from Dawson.
Yeah, I think, this game included, the last 3 games, he's been pretty good with just production-wise in the minutes. I mean, what today only played 22, 23 minutes. He's just in a good rhythm. And I think when he takes good shots, he takes rhythm shots, he doesn't settle. And obviously, he's a really good player, and he's just in a really good rhythm right now.
Where's his three-point shooting? Obviously 4 for 5 tonight. You can't really expect that every night. But how do you feel like it could be this year for him to do?
I think the biggest thing is Dawson's a good shooter. It's about being selfish with the shots that you take and just taking rhythm shots, having your feet set, being shot ready. And I thought there wasn't a shot today that he really rushed. And I also think he's kind of made it a point of emphasis to get downhill and play at the rim earlier. And then that opens up the floor for you versus that first shot being a 3 or a contested 3 or open 3. But I thought he just did a good job of being the aggressor and playing downhill and then letting that open up stuff for him on the perimeter.
And then Mike and Parker obviously played a lot with him before, but other guys have not. Like, just them figuring out how to play with Dawson and kind of roll with him. How'd you feel that went?
Yeah, no, I think it's still going to be a work in progress. Obviously with Femi in his first game back, getting him kind of acclimated. Lukai's only his second game playing with those guys, so it does take a while to develop, an offensive rhythm and to understand guys' spots and understand where guys want the ball and what guys can do when they have the ball. And so I think we're just going to have to work through that. But, that 25 assists and only 9 turnovers in a game where I thought even in the first half it kind of stuck a little bit is a good sign for us. I mean, we talk a lot about we need to be a team that assisted field goal percentages to be pretty good.
Individually and team-wise, what were you guys able to do to slow Isaac and Brian?
I thought our guys did a really good job. We had multiple guys on him. He was obviously a big point of emphasis in the scout. I think with 8 minutes to go, I think he was like 1 of 7, which is, huge credit to our guys. I thought guards and bigs, with the pick and roll defense that we had, I thought guys were really active. I thought our box up was really good. I just think it comes with being the aggressor, getting into the ball. But they showed urgency, and they showed that they can pick up from scouting reports and what we're trying to do defensively and carry that over to the game. I thought the execution was really good.
How do you feel about the distribution, like 25 assists on 30 buckets?
Good. Again, I thought that needs to be who we are. I thought in the first half it wasn't terrible, but I thought it stuck a little bit. I thought there was a couple one-mores, or we would get into something and it was like a one action and then a shot. I think it's guys working through that a little bit, but again, 25 assists on 30 made field goals, and to only have 9 turnovers, and a couple of those were really careless, so it could have easily been 6 or 7. It's pretty good. A point of emphasis is we're going to be a team that's going to have multiple guys scoring. And tonight it was Dawson's night, and Saturday could be somebody else's.
I felt like Parker seemed to always get, out of nowhere he'd come and get a pass and finish it, and he was flexing. I thought he was to the crowd, but obviously they thought it was to opponent. But with the energy that he brings you now as a starter, it's a different role for him. But as long as Frank's out, you never know what his role will be.
Yeah, I think. It's a different role in terms of, he's playing the first 3 minutes or 4 minutes versus 9. But, he still does the same stuff that he does. He's got a knack for making those odd cuts that lead to scores. He keeps the ball moving offensively. I thought defensively he was solid. Just an older guy that's got experience, that understands how we want to play, and he's pretty efficient. I think, what was he, 6 for 6 again today? He doesn't really do stuff that he's not good at doing. He kind of stays in his box, and when guys do that, I think the result, dictates that they make good plays.
What did you see from Mike and Isaac today as point of attack defenders?
Yeah, I thought they got a chance to be good. Mike's always kind of I think he's an underrated defender. He's scrappy. He's got kind of like a skinny toughness to him. Isaac, I think, could be really, really good defensively. I mean, really good. He's got great feet. He's strong. He's got a football player's mentality where he just doesn't care about getting hit, getting screened. He goes through guys, but he has a presence. He's like Femi. And when those guys are on the ball, like you feel it, they have a presence on the ball. And again, Mike's just a chippy, scrappy defender. And all three of those guys, and Parker, I thought just did a really good job of our ball screen defense tonight.
You mentioned Femi obviously didn't play the first two exhibitions. How do you think he played tonight? He had a unique game, no points, but he had 6 assists and 4 steals.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of who he is. I think, he had 3 turnovers, and, one of them was the casual skip to Brennan that he normally doesn't make. But for, the biggest thing was I looked at this like the exhibition game. If I could get him 18 to 22 minutes just to get him out there, I think that was the biggest thing. I mean, he really hasn't done much in about a month, so just to get him out there and get his feet wet. But he's a guy that, that's what he can do. He finds guys. He's got size, he's got length, he's got feel. I think the offensive stuff, all that rhythm, that's going to come with minutes. But just defensively, he's like those other guys. He can play 1 through 4. He can guard the post. He can switch. He can put heat up in the press. He can guard man to man. He just brings a different dynamic. So, the steals doesn't surprise me. The assist doesn't surprise me. Honestly, the turnovers probably does. He's a guy in practice that has shown it's like 5 assists, no turnovers. It's 6 assists, 1 turnover. But I just chalk that up to the game 1. Same thing with his 2 missed free throws. He normally doesn't miss free throws.
Ben, it looked like you guys were having trouble on the glasses. That just kind of adjusting to life without Frank early.
Yeah, I think guys, you get spoiled to a dude in practice that gets them all the time. And, we talked about you got to have a mindset, especially the guards, to rebound down. In the first half, there were a lot of misses. We did a good job defensively. I think they shot, 28% from the floor and 16 from 3. So there was a lot of opportunities for both teams to get them. And some of that is a little bit of numbers game when you have that many opportunities. But we got to do a better job of just finding bodies and just going to get it. Again, when you watch Frank in practice, he gets a lot of them. Sometimes that becomes a bad habit. And so we got to definitely show that up for Saturday.
Is he possible for Saturday?
Possibly, yeah, possibly. He's in workouts right now. We haven't done anything contact-wise, but he's lifting, working out, feels great. That's obviously going to be up to our medical staff, but we'll see. And we're not going to rush it by any means. But I know he's just to get back out there.
And Caleb was ill.
Yeah, he's sick. Yeah.
Anything else for Coach?
All right, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
I'm not sure. Mitchell Jr. and Dawson Garcia. Questions for either of the athletes?
Dustin, I think in the exhibitions, by design, you play limited minutes, but they're pretty efficient. Coach said that kind of continued over into his first game.
Yeah, the exhibitions was just a time to just get the feet wet and just learn how to play as a team versus other teams. So we just kind of picked up where we left off.
Dawson, what do you feel like was clicking for you?
Just really the work that I've put in. Really, it's just kind of falling back on that as being second nature. It didn't really feel like, I felt like I was just out there just playing my game, playing loose and having fun.
How did it feel for both of you guys to play your final season opener?
It felt really good. Yeah, just everything's coming together. So yeah, especially the way we went out.
Like when you had the exhibition where you scored 20 and then you kept 9 assists in this one, like is that kind of like the role where whoever gets hot, you kind of go with that guy and try to get them the ball?
Yeah, for sure. Just trying to do anything to help the team win. So yeah.
What did you feel differently with just maybe Kai and Brennan in there? I mean, you played with them in the exhibition, but it's a little different.
Yeah, they're just scorers and they can pass, shoot, and dribble. They make my job easier, and I feel like I make their job easier. So it spaces the floor out for me and him to do our thing.
How did you guys feel about the team defensive effort tonight?
I thought it was really good. I just noticed like there was definitely a lot of guys that had good possessions, but down the stretch I noticed Femi had like 3 or 4 that was big time. Where he either got the turnover or he made a difficult possession and a shot clock shot. So that's just one thing I noticed. But I feel like our defense was good tonight, and I feel like it only can get better too, just with the personnel we have.
Mike, obviously you had 9 assists, but I think the team had 25 on 30 buckets. How do you feel like you guys moved the ball tonight?
Good. We're making all the one more passes, and we just did really good. It felt good out there.
What did you think it kind of clicked for you guys last year with different guys, and how long do you think it'll take with this group? I know Frank's out and some other guys are out, but the chemistry is coming together.
Yeah, the chemistry definitely coming together, and I mentioned earlier it took a little bit just, because our team came together in the summer. We lost a good amount of guys, but it took a little bit of time. But once we connected, I feel like everybody was on the same page just because we got a lot of guys that's, understands the high urgency, because our clocks are ticking. And then the younger guys, understand that for us as well, and they obviously want to put themselves in the best position possible. So I feel like as a team, we just really, every single day, we don't take it for granted.
Like, what's the relationship with you and Kai kind of on the ball? How does that kind of work with you guys?
Yeah, just either one of us could bring it up at any time, and yeah, just playing off each other really.
And how easy is it for Isaac to play, in the back of seniors that kind of know the game and are teaching him? He doesn't even look like a freshman out there, but
yeah.
He's got good guys to learn from.
Yeah, just learning from all of us and us taking him under our wing and teaching him the little pointers about college basketball.
With you, Dawson, just rebounding side of it, I think in the beginning of the game, there's a lot of offensive rebounds, but at some point you guys kind of evened it out quite a bit from your end. Is that different with Frank not being in there?
Yeah, it definitely makes a big difference, but it was no excuse to why we should have got off to that start. But at the end of the day, like having Frank, he was the top 3 rebounder in the country last year, and so that translates to every level, and they were going to see that and expect that from him.
Anything else for the players? All right, thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys.